Hey, what is going on, guys? I'm Rexoris, and today I'm bringing you some gameplay of me trying to get the double bombing run with care packages attachment. I tried so many times, but I just kept on failing to get it. I was so close to getting this Scorestreak so many times in this gameplay, but eventually I did. But today I'm going to talk about how to be better at COD. So first I'm going to talk about the weapons you should use based on the maps. So different maps have different type of ranges and how far you can shoot. Like in an Instinct map, that map is for longer ranges gunfights, and if you use something like an A71 you won't be getting as many kills as you would in a different map like Detroit or Retreat or something like that. So you want to use a gun that's either like a sniper or something like an assault rifle where you can be accurate and aim at the enemy. I often use the HBRA3 Insanity because I can get kills from like medium to short ranges, which isn't too bad on the Instinct, but on other maps like the Retreat I'm playing on right now, the HBR Insanity excels at this map because you can use this gun for short to medium range fights, and this map is I'll say it's mostly medium range. Yeah, but either way, use guns that you think will excel in the map. If you have gun variants, I suggest you use them if you want to have an advantage when there's a gunfight. So the next thing is having teammates who will help you out. Try and communicate with your teammates. It's better if you play with a group of your friends rather than random strangers, because with your friends you can often communicate where the enemies are and what you should look out for. You can also communicate, like if you receive a special Scorestreak, you can notify your teammates and they'll do whatever to help you out. Like if you have like a paladin and you're about to call in and you notify your teammates, they will often go to a safe spot to help you out in the paladin. Or you can call your teammates if you have like a double bombing run, just like how I got in this game. I got a double bombing run with care packages. You can tell your teammates to go to a certain flag or wherever you want it to drop, and you can tell them to collect the care packages. So communication is key towards playing better. You often see in COD champs, communication is what makes you a better player. So the next thing is playing the objective. Not many people play the objective as effectively as they should do, but when you play the objective you can earn so many points towards your Scorestreak, which should help you out to gain advantages and give the enemies a disadvantage at the game you're playing. Like domination, you can capture a flag and you can get 200 points per flag captured, and that helps you out towards Scorestreaks. You can often use the Hardline perk to help you gain 100 points towards a Scorestreak each match. But yeah, playing the objective will help you so much. Even if the enemies have their objective and you're trying to take it from them, if you kill the enemies who are playing objective, you'll often get extra points towards that kill, and that counts as playing the objective. So play the objective and you earn these points towards the Scorestreak, which should help you gain a massive advantage towards the game. The next thing is to not stay in one place too long. So a lot of people do this when they are trying to track down an enemy who just shot them in the back. They often just stay in the one place too long that the enemies are already run off to the other side of the map. And people often do this for camping, where they stay in one place, and I wouldn't recommend it because the enemies usually just come back to that same spot just to kill you. This happens a lot in party game modes, and it can be really dreadful if you just stay in one place too long. The enemies will notice where you are if you don't have the peripherals perk, which allows the death icon to not appear when you kill someone. So if you're going to stay in one place for quite a bit, you often need a peripheral perk to stop the death icon from showing when you kill someone, because the death icon is used by a lot of players to see where the enemies are and where all the action is happening. So you can use a peripheral perk to help stop that. And don't wander out into the open or near the enemies. Try to stick by your teammates so you don't switch the spawn. So when you're out in the open, you're often the target for the enemy's players, and you can't really count on your teammates to help you out because they'll often be doing something else, like playing the objective or focusing on a different enemy who's trying to do something else. When you're out in the open, you're often prone to like snipers trying to shoot you, especially on the map Instincts. So try not to wander off into the open too much without any teammates being there by you. And enemies can come in all directions, especially since the exo movements in this Advanced Warfare game. They can come out in all directions, and you won't be able to cover all directions, and neither will your teammates. So try to stick near some buildings or near your teammates. And also, when you wander off far from your teammates, you'll most likely be near an enemy spawning point, and that can be really dreadful, because when enemies spawn, they can be either behind you or near you, or just around the corner, and you wouldn't want to be killed if you're on the high score streaks by an enemy who's just around the corner from you. It happened a lot in Black Ops 2. In my previous video, you can see the enemies just kept spawning and spawning right around the corner, and I ended up getting killed. I did manage to take a few out, but it wasn't great. So in gunfights, you want to aim for the enemy who you think is a stronger threat, the one who's most dangerous, the guy who's like pointing the gun at you. Because often in team fights, you will often when you're alone, you often encounter enemies who travel in two because of the enemy spawn nearby each other. So you want to aim at the enemy who's about to shoot you first, rather than the other guy who thinks he's the frog leaping away. And if you don't kill that guy who's aiming at you, you'll end up dying and your skill streak will be gone. To determine who's the stronger threat, the guy will probably be aiming at you or looking towards your sight. So kill the guy who's looking towards your sight, and always kill the guy who has a gun like a submachine gun rather than a sniper first. Because the sniper, you can most likely survive that bullet, and the fire rate on the sniper isn't as good. So try and aim for the guy who you think has a submachine gun or another automatic gun. So another key to be better at the game is to use score streaks to aid your game, because score streaks can be really useful in this game. Like the UAV, you can add different attachments on it, but don't go overboard with the attachments. Like if you can't reach a certain amount of points for the score streak, it will just be all pointless. Like if you put a UAV with orbital, which is like 300 points, and extra time and scrambler, which all adds up to around 1000. So in this gameplay, I often rely on the system hack because it's just a really great score streak, especially if it has a attachment like the disable enemy score streaks. I often rely on that because you can often get a lot of points if you destroy enemy UAVs and other score streaks like that. On average, it's 1050 points per score streak killed with the system hack. So I recommend using that score streak if you can get high score streaks that cost around 1100. This system hack with disable enemy score streaks helped me out so many times when there's a missile that's about to hit me, or other score streaks like the Paladin. When that's called in, I often use it. But you can also use it to affect the gameplay of the enemy team. You can add other attachments if you want, but I recommend using system hack and UAV both at the same time, just because it'll often help you gain an advantage at the game and give the enemies a disadvantage at the game. So I highly recommend using score streaks like system hack or the UAV. The aerial recon drone is fine, but I highly recommend those two. So another way to be better at this game is not using the exosuits unless you really want to use it. Because if you're just jumping around like a frog across the map, people often hear your exosuit movements and they can hear you jumping around the corner, especially if they have a headset. So try not to use your exosuits unless you really need it. You can also use a blast suppressor perk to help silence your exosuit, and it really helps quite a bit. It will help suppress the sound that comes from the exosuit. But yeah, try not to use the exosuit too much. So thank you for watching this video. If you have better tips, comment below what tips you have and I'll check them out. But for now, subscribe, like this video. Peace guys.